Hi, welcome to Foodie Mom-versations. I'm Tessa, and today I'm very excited to be bringing you an appliance review, and it's going to be the Zakarian 16-inch electric skillet. And we're also going to be trying out a copycat recipe for Succotash from Silver City, my favorite theme park in Branson, Missouri. So let's jump right on in. Mom, I'm hungry. You just ate. Okay, like I said earlier, we're going to be reviewing the Zakarian 16-inch electric skillet. I ordered this from QVC this past summer, and I've had nothing but a good time with it. It has been great to have so much surface area to cook in and to have a truly non-stick surface. But there are a couple things I would work on, so we'll move through that as we're cooking in it. I wanted to let you know what it came with. So it comes with the plug-in, which is detachable in case you want to take this somewhere. You can actually detach the plug and use this as servingware on the table. And this has a high, medium, and low setting. And we're actually going to turn that on and get it warming up while I'm talking about it. It comes in several colors. I got the red. Red is my favorite. It has the two carrying handles on the sides. Again, if you want to take this somewhere or you're using it for servingware on your table, you can do that with the handles. And then this lid comes off. Obviously, it has a sealing lid on it, so I've even boiled pasta and stuff in this pan before, and maybe we'll do that on another video when I'm using it again, but it really is a good seal on this, and will bake, it will boil water, all the things. Like you can steam in here, tons and tons and tons of options. So, but I usually just use it for its surface area, and then it also came with a roasting/baking rack. So depending on how you insert this rack, you can use it for roasting, you can use it for steaming. So it actually, like I said before, is just super versatile in what it can do. And it came with an instruction booklet that gives you all of those options and tells you how to do it. But today, we're utilizing it for its surface area because I'm going to make succotash. So succotash is something that you need a big skillet for. You need to be able to cook different kinds of vegetables on different surfaces and then mix them all together at the end. So what I have today is the succotash that is a copycat from Silver City in Branson, Missouri. We go there twice a year. It's some of my favorite family memories are from Branson, Missouri. So we're going to make this succotash, and I'm actually making it for my in-laws. They're coming to eat tomorrow. So it's one of their very favorite things that I make, and we're going to jump right in and make this. So what I have over here behind me are the vegetables and the chicken. So let me just show you a shot of these fresh ingredients. Okay, so we're going to go right on into cooking. Now this pan is hot that quickly. It's super efficient with its heat. And what I'm going to do first, of course I forgot something, is add some oil into the skillet. So it's really screaming hot. I'm going to add this extra virgin olive oil in. And I'm even going to turn that heat down just a little bit. It's on medium, and as I add things to the pan, it'll actually cool down. So the first thing I'm going to add are going to be my veggies. And I'm just throwing them all. I'm actually going to throw in the onion and the bell pepper first. And let those get to work a little bit before the squash. The squash, I don't want as much of a cook on as those items. So those are going there. Okay. And to those, salt and pepper. I'm liberally salting these. A little bit of pepper, and then I'm going to go on with some onion powder. I know it sounds weird to put onion powder on onions, but I swear it just kind of perks it up, and it gets these flavors really going. And then we'll wait for the garlic powder just a minute. So I'm just pushing this around with a rubber spatula. This is a Teflon surface, so this is a heat-proof, heat-resistant rubber spatula. I got it at Walmart for really, really cheap. I think it was just a couple bucks there at Walmart, and it's worked really well for me. So we're gonna let these veggies get about halfway done, And when I say done, I want them like translucent. Most of these veggies go about half the way, and when I say it's about half the way, I mean they're about halfway to being translucent. Okay, what I'm gonna do for you is bring the camera a little closer so you can see everything working in the pan as I add it. The things that I have left to add to the pan are chicken, squash, some seasoning, and some fried okra. So you are a little closer to the pan, you can kind of see the action and see how the skillet's working. The skillet is super efficient when it comes to getting hot quickly, and it's fairly efficient, I'd say, on the even cooking. That's one selling point that I disagreed with after having used this product for a while. The heating element, let me just show you, is right here. This claims to have the heating element, well, it claims to have even cooking all the way around, but you can tell the heating element comes out here and goes around in this circle, so it is fairly even. But I would show you, if I put food over on this side next to where the element is, it's going to cook substantially faster than if I have it going on the other sides of the pan. And I've noticed that consistently with everything I've made in this. But if you've ever seen this type of dish made at a theme park or at a restaurant or anything, you'll notice that you just have to have a lot of surface area to get these veggies cooked quickly and evenly. So I'm just kind of pushing those around a little bit, and I'm going to let those chill out. They're about where I want them before I add the squash. Now, something you would have needed to do prior to this, if you didn't already have cooked chicken, was get some chicken tenders or chicken breast, and you can dice that up and put this in with salt and pepper, put it in the skillet, and let those chicken tenders cook after being diced into big chunks in this skillet, and that would take care of getting your protein cooked. So what we did today, the reason I'm not doing the chicken for you is because my husband just smoked some chicken. So I actually have some pre-cooked chicken that he had smoked back here, diced up and ready. That's something that he really likes to do, is smoke meat. It works out great for us because it adds so much flavor into our meals, and I'm able to take the meat that he smokes, pull it, and freeze it, and use it just all across the week and the month, and it really cuts down on my cook time during the week. So right now, those are about where I want them to add the squash, and I have the squash in pretty big chunks to that same pan, and you're going to see this stuff start to pick up some color, and that's exactly what you want. You want to see some of this get some char on it, because it really helps develop the flavor that we want for the succotash. And you can see, like, I cut these in pretty big chunks. They're not uniform in shape, but they're uniform in size so that they all cook evenly. What you don't want to do is give yourself tiny little pieces in the pan and big, huge pieces in the pan, because guess what? Your stuff is going to cook unevenly, and you're going to have a lot of problems. So because we add that squash in, I'm going back in with a little more salt. Actually, it's a little more than that. And a little more pepper. Okay. And now I'm going to go in with another teaspoon or so of the onion powder, just amping up that flavor, and about a teaspoon or so, just a few shakes of garlic powder over both sets of vegetables. Kind of give that a stir. I'm sorry, I'm dying over here. I just sucked in all that garlic powder on accident. I'm glad the camera's not on me right now. So, oh Lord, help me. We're all right. We're surviving. It's okay. All right, so I'm just kind of tossing this around. I'm leaving these onions and peppers for the most part over here, kind of bundled up, as you can probably see, and they're picking up some really pretty color. You can look at, like, let me see if I can pull one out for you. You can see, like, the caramelization on there, but they're not all the way cooked through, and that's what you want, because they're going to continue going as you go through this meal. Now, if you were doing this from the beginning and had nothing pre-done, I pre-fried my okra just for the sake of time and noise, mostly for you guys, because I didn't want my loud over the stove fan to drown out this video, so y'all could actually hear what I was saying. But the okra, you would want to start it frying in some oil, just pan frying it while this is going on, and that way at the end you're able just to toss it together. It's so much easier if you have it going at the same time. But if you don't feel like you can manage that, you can do it after while this sits and cooks. But right about now is when I would start frying the okra in this process. And you want the okra to get about 3/4 of the way done in its own frying, and then we'll put it in with this to finish it off, and everything will mix together. Oh my gosh. I know it sounds so cheesy like on cooking shows when they're like, I wish you could smell this pan, but I really do wish you guys could smell this pan. It's so delicious. Okay, so this is my point proven. Look at this piece of squash. See all that color and caramelization on it? Look at this piece of squash. It's over here, it's been cooking over here, and this one's been cooking on the heating element. You can see the difference. Like it's definitely hotter over here. So when they're telling you on QVC that it's perfectly even cooking, I'm sorry, they're wrong. It's not perfectly even cooking, but I still think it's even enough to make it worth buying it. Just know what you're getting into. And look for a sale. I don't see the squash has got some caramelization. The onions are starting to really look almost translucent. The bell peppers are right there with them. I really recommend using fresh veggies for this. You know, sometimes I'm all about the frozen or the pre-done. But on this particular dish, it's all about the veggies. They're the star of the show, so I definitely don't think you should cut corners there. Use the fresh. So the squash are about where I want them. They still have a lot of bite left, but the outsides are starting to get a little mushy. And what you don't want is for the squash to start falling apart, because that's just going to be nasty. You still want some bite left to everything, texture, and good color. So that's all being smushed over, and that's why I like this pan. Once I want it off of something, I just smush it over. Now I'm going to go in with the chicken. The chicken is pre-cooked, so we don't have to do a lot to it. We just want to heat it up. We have about a pound of smoked chicken here that I've diced up, and it's been frozen. So we're just going to give that some new life. It's seasoned. I don't have to do anything to it or with it. So it's just going in there and getting some life. I am going to do something to it, though, because I just can't help myself. It's seasoned, but I just can't help myself. I got the little salt. Little pepper, salt and pepper too, and we're in, I don't know the rest of the song. Okay, and then a little bit of onion powder, just to kick it up. Now, if you're not cooking for kids and you want some heat to this, I definitely recommend using some Creole seasoning. I use this one. I hope you can see that. And what I do, because it's a little spicy for my kids, I go ahead and put it on at the end. Just like they do in the theme park, and it just works out just perfectly fine. Now I'm just going to incorporate all this chicken, all these veggies, toss it all together. Oh, I forgot. You have to do a can of corn. My bad, guys. Okay, hold on one second. Let me go grab a can of corn. Sorry about that, y'all. I forgot that in the ingredients. A can of corn kernels drained. They can go in right at the end because they're already soft. Salt. Don't be stingy on the salt with the corn, you guys. Pepper. I'm going to throw a little extra garlic on it. Garlic powder. Okay. And you can actually smell this heating element if it stays hot for long enough, which bothers me, but... Okay, so let that corn get in there, and it wants to get some caramelization on it as well. So don't be shy. Let that heat stay really high. We're just tossing all of that together. And like I said, I had some okra frying. But what I'm going to do is just push that okra over to this skillet. It's finally cooled off. And for me, I didn't have very much oil in there. You want to drain the okra if you have a lot of oil to pan fry it. But I'm keeping mine because you can kind of see where the okra got really broken up while I was frying it. And these little pieces of bread are kind of coming off the okra. That's what you want because it's going to coat all this other stuff and all that yummy goodness. Sits for just a second like that, you can kind of see everything got a little more charred, got a little more caramelized. It's looking beautiful. That's basically it. That's it. It's done. This is the skillet meal on the Jeffrey Zakarian 16-inch electric skillet. I'm just going to serve some of this up for you guys so you can see exactly what to do at the end. I just scoop it up. I kind of cherry pick the okra out a little bit. I love the okra. Get a bowl of that. And then what you want to do, if you haven't included the skillet season or the Creole seasoning while you've been cooking, is now is the time to go ahead and sprinkle some of that on your final dish. That stuff sets it off, y'all. Yum, yum, yum. There is nothing better, I swear. It's so good. It's healthy. It's full of vegetables. Yeah, there's a little fried okra in there. Just look the other way. It's just a little breading. It's not going to kill you. I usually serve it with some cornbread And we just love it. So thank you guys so much for watching this one. I hope you make this skillet meal and enjoy it as much as we do. I'll be putting the recipe in the description box below. Please leave a comment if you'd like to see other meals of this nature. You can definitely sub any kind of meat you want with this. It will be such a treat. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching us. Subscribe to us and follow us on Facebook if you like us. Have a good one.
It's super duper yum.